Hello, Flawless family. It is I, Tierra around Tidewater, Tierra the broker, owner, property manager of Walker One Property Group. And of course, I'm joined by
Diane Stein with Southern Trust Mortgage, residential loan officer.
And you are back for another episode of Home Buyer and Seller Tips with Tierra and Diane. Look, congratulate yourself because you're about to learn some information today. Okay, thank you for tapping in. Don't forget to like and subscribe because we love your likes and we need your subscribes. Okay, subscribe to the channel below. Go ahead, take it, just do it. So today we're going to be talking to Diane about one of the best grant programs available to first-time and returning home purchasers. And before we jump into our questions with Diane, I just wanted to, if you watched our last episode, I gave you guys a great market update and some information about how our market will be shaping up as we head into spring. So go ahead and take a look at that episode after you watch this one. However, I do want you guys to know that if you're planning for a market crash, I wouldn't expect it. I definitely wouldn't expect it. Out of 330 million occupants in the country of America right now, we're under 1 million houses on market, and that is including houses that are under contract pending close. So what does that mean, everyone? That means that we actually have a seller's market still just as strong. The only difference is that the days on markets have changed and prices are correcting, but they will not be going down. Do I think that increases in market price will be going up like it has the 30 to 40% that we've experienced over the past 3 years? Absolutely not. I do think prices will level off at about the rate that they're at currently, but we're all holding our breaths to see what will happen as we heat up towards the spring and summer market. So you've got to stay tuned to stay on top of the real estate market in and throughout Hampton Roads so that we can keep you informed. So opportunity comes to the prepared. We're going to make sure you're prepared, and if you need to reach us, all our info is below. Now, Diane, let's talk FHLB.
Hi, so the Federal Home Loan Bank, otherwise known as FHLB abbreviated, is coming out with new guidelines and new grant amounts for 2023. So first-time home buyers are one group, and then community partners are another group. The amounts are different. So in 2023, for first-time home buyers, last year in 2022, it was $7,500 grant. This year, it is $12,500, so they bumped it up $5,000. For community partners, you do not have to be a first-time home buyer. And for community partners, last year it was $10,000. This year it's going to be $15,000. And what does a community partner mean? Community partner is what they try to do is people who really work in our community, who work with the people in our community. They're trying to give grants for that. So if you are in the medical field, if you are fire and rescue first responder, if you are an educator, if you are veteran, active duty, or retired, if you are in law enforcement, these are all
veteran.
Yes. She's a veteran. These are all considered community partners for FHLB. So there are there are new guidelines coming out. And there are new grant amounts. You have to be able to come to the table with $1,000. So that is your skin in the game. They do have that. And also you need to, there are, different things that we have to look at. So, Tierra, do you have any questions for me?
Well, no, I actually do have some questions for you. So wait a minute. So when you're saying the skin in the game, is that the $1,000 above your standard earnest money deposit that you're putting down?
Your earnest money deposit can count for that $1,000. Whatever you put towards the house, not your home inspection, but whatever goes towards a loan. So if you put $1,000 down for your earnest money deposit, that money goes to your closing cost, which is considered your $1,000 as yours. They just want you to have some sort of stake in it. That's what I mean by skin in the game.
And the thing is that this is what this is about today, is asking the right questions. So Diane, everybody wants to know, because we know with every grant program that's available, there's always going to be some stipulations. The most important stipulation we've got to know, especially since we have so many successful people in our area, are there income limits? Are there income limits on the program?
There are income limits. This program is not, so when we say medical, these are not for your doctors making $250,000 a year. The Federal Home Loan Bank their intention is to get people in homes that are on that buffer area that they really want to bring back to the community. So it's not for people who, have a ton of money and, they're giving grants to. So there are income limits, and it's not like Virginia housing. It's not specific towards, two people, less than two people or three people or more. It is per person and per household, and it's based on household income.
Right.
So if one person isn't on the loan, we still have to count their income. So it's best though to talk to somebody who really knows the guidelines, because
like Diane,
like
Diane.
me. So if you have 3 children in the house and they don't make any money, you actually can have a higher household income because you have more people in the house. So it's based on your household income and what the average is per zip code that you're living in. So it's in Hampton Roads, it's all basically the same, but there's some rural areas out there in Virginia that the income limits are a little bit lower. So it just depends on where you live.
So the good thing about this program, from what I'm hearing and what basically Diane is saying, is that this grant program is made available for those people that we're in the middle, right? So we're not necessarily undervalued where you're not making enough money, because obviously if you're looking to purchase, you do have qualifiable income. But this is for the people where your income is maybe just a bit or on the cusp of other programs. However, you still could use that assistance to get into a home that is affordable and that you can afford for you and your family's goals. So now, when will these funds be available? I mean, when can we start bringing the buyers over there to your office or tapping them into
we can start bringing them in now for several reasons.
Okay.
You can bring them in now to get everything set up and ready to go. The funds will not be available until February 23rd. So we would have to get under contract, and so those funds, you can't even dive into them until then, but we can go ahead and qualify you and get you ready to go.
Okay.
I mean, geez, it's almost February now.
Yeah.
It's shocking. So it's
Spring
almost
market
February
is
now.
on the way.
So the funds will be available in the next, 4 weeks. So by the time you get documents, get everything ready, and you start looking, those funds will be available by then.
Okay, well, I have another good question because, as you know, I have the little one, and then I have the middle one, and then I have the big one of the love squad. That's what I call them. They're kind of like, my little love squad. So you figure that when you're referring to educators, do you have to be a teacher? I mean, could you run a daycare? Can you run a nonprofit? Can you run things that educate children in a non-traditional sense?
There are certain arenas we can go in, and when we get specific, we can always reach out to FHLB to see if somebody qualifies. So in general, if you work in the education system, I've done one for a school bus driver, somebody who worked in the cafeteria at a school. Someone who taught autistic children. Mm-hmm. So it's a range of people. You do not have to be a quote unquote teacher. You can work in the office at a school. So right. when you talk about educators, medical, first responder, active duty military, law enforcement, that's across the board. So if you work in a police station, but you
secretary.
Yeah, you're the secretary. You file. You're an admin person.
Yes.
You can still qualify for it.
Absolutely.
So long as you support.
Yeah.
So long as you support the educators, the fire rescue, the medical. So long as you support that, then yes. And
so this goes for all my dental hygienists.
Yes, exactly.
Those type of jobs, paraprofessionals. Yes. I know that they don't make the same standard income that a teacher on a long-term contract would, but they make considerable income, and I know that this will be a great benefit, especially in lots of different instances. So you figure that in talking with Diane and getting that professional consultation, you'll be able to move forward with those goals. And also, as you know, we're big on goals and planning to reach your goals. Now, the other thing, we got to ask this for everybody. What is the credit score minimum? Okay, tell us that, girl, because this sounded good.
Yeah, so the credit score minimum is in general 620. That's not, set in stone in the sense that so it's based on what the first lien loan program qualifies you for. The grant is separate. So there's, a lot of conventional loans now. You're not qualifying for with a 620 credit score. So we would have to go with an FHA loan or different. So it just depends on your different ratios and what it is. But what we can do is what is great about my company is we have a credit specialist on staff. Is if you feel like your credit score is a little, probably could use some work, or we want to see where we are, I pull credit, I send it to him, and he gives me back advisement on what we need to do to get up to that credit score to get you qualified for some of the programs. So and he does it at no cost for our company. He does it for our company, for our buyers, as a service for our buyers to get them in a home. That is our goal, is to get you in a home. So I actually did it for 3 separate people yesterday. I pulled credit, sent it to him, got the stuff back, and so they're working on getting their credit score up. So and some of it's a little bit of things that you can pay off one thing for $150 and get you up to that amount. So don't think that your credit score is going to, negate you. We can probably do some work on it and maybe get you there.
Right. And you know what? Another thing is, I want to say this too, just as credit, as an aside, I've got to say this. So the reality is that once you hit that 590 to 620, your credit is going to fluctuate anyway by the basis of your monthly bills and your revolving credit.
It's going to fluctuate every day. Every day.
Okay. Well,
yes.
Diane knows.
Literally, it's going to fluctuate.
See, I'm so happy I brought this
reports.
up. I'm so happy I brought this up. Many people know that I have been on a credit rebuilding journey for the past almost 3 years as a result of my divorce. And I have finally become credit worthy again. Yes.
She's worked so hard.
Yes. However, you figure that you have to know that when you're in that space of that 590 to about 620, like Diane says, it fluctuates every day. But what we're looking at is on the consumer side, it's probably once a month. So it's gonna vary based on your revolving debt and how you're paying your bills and when those bills report. So the good thing is,
the bills do not report when you pay them.
Right. Oh God, you better tell them. So this is the whole reason why I wanted to jump into this just really quick. So if you're in that space, that 590 to 620, okay, or 630 or so, right? Reach out. If you're planning to purchase this year, reach out now, because what Diane can do is exactly what she's done for me to help me get past that place. Is that tell me the steps that needed to be taken so that I can maintain above that score in order to continue working towards my own goals, right? So you figure that that's the thing, is that when you're in that space, you've cleared everything, or you've gotten yourself in that 590 to 620 place. And the reason is because, just like she said, you're not being approved for most loan programs at a 620 in this current market. However, even if you were, you don't want that, because that's just like getting approved at a 580. You're going to pay $900 million interest. So you're going to buy your house for $275 and end up paying $700,000 for it over 30 years, as opposed to you actually getting as close as possible, if not over a 700. And so for our buyers that we work with, of course, 620 is qualifiable. Good job. 640 is good. Great. 660. Oh, yes.
But the higher your credit score, the more loan programs you qualify for.
That 680 to 700 puts you in a prime option place where you can walk into Diane's office and just kick the pencil off the desk. Okay, you just tell her, give me my loan. But at a 620, you're going to say, can I have a loan? It's a difference. Okay, like I said, success comes to those who are prepared. Okay, so Diane, and wrapping up, is there anything else that you want to let all of these clients that's going to be busting through your online, just reaching out to you at Diane Stein Home Mortgage to DM and ask you questions to get started on their home buying journey? Is there anything else that you want to tell?
Nothing else specifically, but what the thing is just make the call. If you feel like it's something you want to talk about, and maybe it's not a plan, maybe it's a plan to get their and we've done this several times.
Right.
There's people we've talked to a year or two ago, and we closed on them this year. So I would say just reach out, ask some questions. I'll go over anything with you. There's a lot of times there's little things we need to do. We need to do a little more planning, and that's all it takes. And so a lot of times it makes sense. Maybe we have to deal with some student loan things. Maybe we have to deal with different things. But the best thing to do is come up with a plan so that we get you towards that home ownership. And sometimes it takes a couple weeks. Sometimes it takes a couple years. But we're in here for the long haul, and we're here to help you get you to your goals.
Absolutely. And you know what? just as an additional thing to that, if you're here local to the Hampton Roads area, Saturday, February 18th from 2 to 5 p.m., join myself, Diane, our agents here at our company, Tamika Dixon and Candace West, as well as catering by the crib. Okay,
so excited for this
deliciousness. Okay, soul food deliciousness. However, the bigger piece is that we're going to be actually providing you with a planning roadmap to reach your home buyer goals, whether it be 6 months, 12 months, or 18 months. We're here to help and assist you. We're going to be doing buyer breakouts. We're going to have some fun games that'll actually help you to have some information and enjoy yourselves. And guess what else? Families and children are welcome. So join us here at our offices here in Norfolk, Janif Office Building, Saturday, February 18th from 2 to 5 p.m. Come out, see us, meet us, and learn about how to reach your goals in real estate in 2023. We thank you so much, so much for watching. Flawless Living Made Simple, and of course, Real Estate for the People. Take us out, Diane.
Bye, guys. Thanks so much. Look forward to seeing you guys.
See you soon.